The In Conversation podcast series with author Nigel Beckles.
Welcome to the podcast.
Get ready for takeoff.
Welcome back to my In Conversation podcast series. My guest for this episode is author and managing director of Potential Unlocked Tuition, David C. Hall. Hello, David. Welcome to my podcast series. How are you?
I'm doing really well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. What have you been up to?
Well, it's just been nice just to take this time in the COVID-19 era time to really focus in on serving more children and young people to unlock their potential.
I understand you have an organisation called Potential Unlocked Tuition. When did you start that organisation and why did you start it?
That's a great question, Nigel. Great question. Well, Potential Unlocked Tuition started April 2017, and it came from a place of helping children to really fulfill their learning potential. And that's because of my challenges that I had in my formative years at school. In that, when I was 3 years old, I was diagnosed as being dyslexic, statemented, and school for me was an absolute chore. Underachieving, low self-esteem, low confidence, couldn't spell that right, couldn't spell that well, couldn't write that well, and very much withdrawn. But what I did have behind me was very much empowering parents who believed in me, instill positivity, and so on. But the key thing for me was when I got to year six, I got a level two in my SATs, where I was 4 years behind my friends at school. But with supportive parents, I had tuition. I got a phone as a child, and also a young person, and left school with 10 GCSEs. And so I know at first hand how it feels to be an underachiever, and I also know at first hand how it feels to be a achiever. So what I've done, I've distilled my successes into a system called Potential Unlocked for our system, and it helps children, young people who are struggling or who maybe doing okay but could do better to really harness their gifts and talents through our programs and give them a head start by giving them practical strategies, techniques that they can use through the studies to get the grades that they deserve to have a future that they can be proud of and be passionate about as well.
You recently organised an awards event. What inspired you to do that?
Well, essentially, we celebrated some great results at our centre. 83% of our young people who were in year six passed their SATs to national standards or above. And we had 90% of our GCSE students pass the GCSEs with a grade C and above. And so what we wanted to do is to give our students a platform where they can be celebrated. And they came to the awards evening in their ball dresses, in their ball suits. We had 200 people in attendance. It was just a great event to really celebrate their achievements. We had Nicola Beckford, an award-winning TV presenter, to host our event for us too. It was just an amazing event.
Do you have any other esteemed guests?
We did. So at the awards evening, we had categories to really celebrate people that can inspire young people. So we had categories to include Influential Leader in Education Award. Another category included Role Model of the Year Award. Another category included Outstanding Contribution to Children of the Year Award. And there were people that were handpicked who were to give them recognition for their great work, but equally to inspire our young people and children to show them actually put the work in.
I understand you're an author and published your first book recently. What is it called and what is it about?
Yes, so my latest book, I'm a best-selling author of The Empowering Parent, and it's a book which gives practical strategies in helping children to not only grow in confidence and to believe in themselves, but to help them to get the grades that they deserve. Because what I'm finding with young people and children alike is that they get taught what to learn, but don't understand how to learn. And so what the book does, it helps parents and practitioners to cultivate an environment where children feel safe and secure, and they are able to really grow in emotional resilience. And that is the basis to be successful academically. Because what I found out through my experience of working with young people, children who are confident and they got emotional resilience and are emotionally intelligent, they're the children who tend to not only thrive academically, but they tend to be happier young people who grow up into being adults who are able to make a positive contribution to society. And so what the book does, it helps give parents and practitioners the blueprint needed to have children who are happy and confident and will be successful in their formative years. in adulthood.
So, David, what are your plans for the future?
Yeah, my plans for the future is to help give parents practical tools and strategies they can use to support their children and helping children to really flourish through our programs.
And how can people contact you?
They can contact me at my website, www.davidchall.co.uk, or at www.potentialandthatstuition.com, or via our office number 0121 405 1983.
Well, that sounds really great, David. Thank you very much for your time.
You're very welcome. Thanks, Nigel.
Thank you for listening. Please join me for another In Conversations podcast very soon for more interesting and entertaining discussions. Stay safe.